think are incredible. That's why we've put on what we believe is one of the best fight cards we've ever seen in this country, topped by one of the best fighters in Terence Crawford that we've ever seen in this country. And if you're not entertained by that, we have one of the best rap artists we've ever seen in Eminem doing his thing as well on the night. Before I pass on to Eddie, what I want to try and say, I want to simplify it. We listen to the fighters, we listen to the fight fans, and we deliver. And that's what this is all about, Riyadh season. Delivering incredible events. We've done it before, and I promise you that we're going to do it again this Saturday. Eddie?
Thanks, Eddie. Yeah, said so much there and so much to cover. Of course, we want to thank the Crown Prince and, of course, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh for his passion, his belief to take Riyadh season from what it was in Riyadh, in Saudi Arabia, to what it is, a global phenomenon for boxing showcased around the world. I remember the cards that started in Riyadh, and when His Excellency saw responses from fans around the world, we'd love one of those in our country. First comes August the 3rd in Los Angeles. The debate continues. Is this the greatest fight card in American boxing history? For me, the answer is yes. Just over a month's time, around 100,000 people at Wembley Stadium for Anthony Joshua against Daniel Dubois for Riyadh season, London. The movement is incredible. The passion for sport is incredible. And we're all familiar with 4 seasons. Well, now there's another season, Riyadh season. And it's no longer October to March in Riyadh. It's global. And Riyadh season is represented around the world with incredible passion and quality from the teams with His Excellency and Seller. Thanks, of course, to this amazing moment in boxing where so many promoters are coming together. Thanks, of course, to Frank Warren and Queensbury and Spencer Brown, who's worked so hard on these Riyadh season events, and all the other promoters here today. Finally, boxing is coming together to give you the greatest matchups. And on Saturday night, you have, as we said, the greatest fight card we've ever seen. BMO Stadium is going to be a spectacle for fight fans and sports fans around the world with an incredible night of boxing. On this table, of course, Ziad, who represents the sport so well for Saudi Arabia, Stone Cold, Steve Nelson, part of the Terence Crawford team, and in my opinion, 2 of the best, not just Cuban fighters of all times, but pound-for-pound fighters. Andy Cruz, the Olympic champion, already, in my opinion, arguably the best 135-pounder in the world. He's got a tough fight against Antonio Moran. And this man, you know, shout out as well to Louis de Cubas and Leon as well, Warriors. This guy, I think he's the sleeping giant of boxing. David Morrell, I think he's one of the most dangerous, feared men in the sport. At 168 pound, he won a world title, now challenges Hot Rod in a firefight for the 175-pound WBA championship. Tremendous talent from top to bottom. And thank you to His Excellency Seller, Dr. Rakan, everybody that gives us such passion for the sport that we love. And on Saturday night in Los Angeles, you will see a historic moment for sport in this country, around the world. Riyadh season, Los Angeles will blow your mind.
It certainly will. Eddie Hearn, thank you very much. And well said about the 2 Cuban fighters there as well. Fantastic talent. We are going to hear from them very quickly. We kick things off on Saturday evening. This is our prelim fight. It is Ziad Al-Mayouth versus Michael Bolk. It is time to hear from the fighters, and we'll start first with Michael Bolk. Michael, Riyadh season has always been about giving fighters opportunities. You get your opportunity here. A massive card in LA. You kick things off. How excited are you to be in LA and fighting on Riyadh season?
Oh, I'm very excited to be here and get the opportunity to show my skills on the big gal, so I can show you best dance in the ring when I be in between the ropes. So thank you for everything, and I came here.
Ziad Al-Mayouth is a big favourite, Michael. How do you stop, or how do you get that victory over Ziad on Saturday?
I don't know, it's a boxing. We're gonna see what's happened. I wanna show my best skills, and we see what's happened in the ring. If it's gonna be opportunity, I wanna finish fight first in the 3rd round, maybe. We're gonna see what's happened.
I like it. I like when fighters pick rounds. It's good. It's confidence. Ziad Al-Mayouth, you're nodding as you hear that. This is a dream come true for you. Again, I think your story is absolutely fantastic, and here you are on a Terence Crawford card in LA. You're out here, you're representing your country, you're representing your gym. What does it feel like in this moment for you?
First of all, I just want to thank the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, the King, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, for the faith in me to be a flag bearer in such a revolutionary time for the kingdom. and also His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh for the opportunity and the unprecedented support. It's funny you say, I just love the story. I love the story I'm in because this is a multi-generational story that I'm living right now. Every generation you get the power puncher. Every generation you get the fast one, the slick one, but it's only multi-generational where you get the history maker, the superhero, the symbol, representing not only a state or a city, but a country in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia or even a whole side of the world in the Arab world. And I just love making history, and I want to make history again come Saturday night, becoming the first ever Saudi Arabian professional boxer to fight in the US. But more importantly, I want to become the first of many. This isn't for me. What I'm doing right now is not for me. It's for the fighters who are going to come after me in Saudi Arabia and in the Arab world, where we get to see them shine bigger and better. But hopefully I continue that historical story of becoming the first world champion, first unified, undisputed, and you never know. Just become the people's champ. For the people, by the people.
I think you already are the people's champion. Well said, Ziad Al-Mayyouf. You are training now with Buddy McGirt, Ziad. What's that like training with a Hall of Fame trainer?
It's a dream come true, you know, for anyone who doesn't know. When I first moved to the US in 2019, I was in my college dorm room, and to be fully honest, before I knew Buddy McGirt was still alive, I used to study his jab. I used to study his jab in my dorm room. I have him mentioned on my Instagram story 3 years before I met Buddy McGirt. COVID hits, gym closed down, gyms all over the state closed down. We find the gym that's open, you know, behind closed doors. I walk in, and then walks in months later, the loudest person in the room, Buddy McGirt. I start sparring his guys. I get my behind handed to me for about a year, but then I start making my way up and keep coming back. And before you know it, Buddy McGirt is my coach 3 years after I studied him alone past midnight in my college dorm room, studying his jab, his jab, his jab. And the first thing he complimented about me was my jab. So if this isn't written in the stars, I don't know what is.
Incredible story, and look where we are now. Ziad Al-Mayyouf versus Michael Bullock will open the card on Saturday. A fantastic fight in the super middleweight division, two guys unbeaten. As you know the phrase, someone's O has got to go. Steve Nelson versus Marcos Ramon Vasquez. I want to come to you first, Steve. You've almost been the guy that a lot of people have been talking about behind the scenes. And we've been waiting for you to come out in the front. You're doing it now on a good friend of yours, Terence Crawford's card. What does it mean to be on such a big card for you?
First off, I want to make a correction. Eddie is so cold. I know I'm not a superstar yet, but everybody need to know it's so cold, not stone cold. But to be on this card, you know, I think, you know, everybody who put this card together, the Zone, Eddie, Turkey, and to be on this card, it's a blessing. You know, we train every day. You know, I've been training next to Bud since I started boxing. I had a late start at age 21 back in 2010, and to be here and to be in front of everybody to display my talent, it's amazing.
You've been asking for a step up. I've seen your interviews. You said, okay, look, put me in there with someone that I can showcase my skills. You've got an unbeaten fighter in Marcos Vasquez. Do you feel like this will be that coming out party where you do showcase to everyone in the super middleweight division is how dangerous you can be?
Yes, definitely, man. Like this year, it's about halfway through, and it's been a tough year for me. So, you know, I'm usually the guy that's joking and playful and happy, but right now I got a lot of tension I got to let out. And I'm sorry to the opponent. He's the one who got picked. It's nothing personal to him, but it's personal for me. You know, I have a lot to let go, and he's going to be the one I'm going to do it on.
Marcus, very similar to Steve. You've been asking for a big fight as well. You've been asking for the step up. You're unbeaten as well. What do you make of your opponent, Steve Nelson?
Buenas tardes. Primero que nada, gracias a toda la gente que está aquí el día de hoy. Agradecido también con Brandon de Viva Promotion, con Mushroom, por darme la oportunidad de estar aquí en un gran evento. Vengo de Tijuana, representado en Tijuana. Vengo de una colonia que se llama Mariano Matamoros. El venir de allá y estar en un lugar como este en este momento para mí es una gran motivación a representar a Tijuana. He pensado en estas noches que he estado en el hotel, he pensado muchas cosas por las que he pasado, de dónde vengo, cosas que han pasado en mi familia, cosas personales, y eso me llena de gran fuerza, de gran motivación. Sé el reto que tengo delante de mí, pero confío en la preparación que hice, confío en todos estos años que he trabajado fuerte, confío en mi equipo de trabajo, confío en toda la gente que me apoya. Tengo mucha gente que me apoya, mi familia principalmente, y estoy aquí vine a ganar, no vengo del Mariano Matamoros de Tijuana a perder, yo vengo a ganar, y viva Tijuana, viva México.
Okay, first of all, thanks for everyone who's put the show on, in particular to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. What I'd like to say is that I'm a guy from Tijuana, just down the road, and people from Tijuana don't come into fights like this to lose, yeah? I've come here, I've got the full backing of my support team, my coaches. We've put in a tremendous amount of work to build up for this. I know what an absolute pleasure this is to be here, and an honour. I'm proud to be part of such a fantastic, momentous occasion. And as I say, we come here to do the business, and I want to take the title back to Tijuana and to my family.
Jose, thank you very much. Marcos, thank you. Fantastic fight in the super middleweight division. Again, two unbeaten fighters. Steve Nelson versus Marcos Ramon Vasquez. We now move into the lightweight division, one of the most stacked divisions in boxing. And Eddie Hearn would say that he's probably got the best lightweight in the world right now. And that man is Andy Cruz, who takes on Antonio Moran. Andy Cruz, we get to see you again. Obviously, you know how exciting Eddie Hearn is about you. What are you expecting from Antonio Moran on Saturday?
Entonces, está bien verte de nuevo. Un gusto para todos nosotros. Y Eddie también tiene muchas ganas de verte luchar, pelear otra vez. ¿Qué estás esperando de la pelea de sábado del rival Antonio Moran?
No, primeramente darle las gracias a todos los presentes acá. Van a ser testigos de una de las carteleras más duras del año. Darle las gracias a mi equipo de trabajo por darme la oportunidad de estar aquí. A Eddie, the best promoter del mundo. Y decirles que no voy a hablar mucho, vine preparado para dar un espectáculo. Y simplemente decirles que el ring dirá la última palabra.
Okay, first of all, thanks ever so much to Eddie and to everyone else for putting this on, and a big thank you to my team as well, my coaching team. We've prepared really well also. I'm honoured, I'm excited, and I'm really pleased and happy to be part of the biggest bill in boxing this year, possibly you could say, yeah? I'm not one for talking too much. I think that I'm ready. I think it's better to leave any predictions and talking, because it's always the ring that decides the outcome.
Very, very true. Although Andy Cruz did say that he thinks he's going to get a fifth round stoppage, yeah?
Pero has dicho, Andy, que ibas a pararle en el quinto, ¿no? Anoche estuve aquí yo también.
Sí, por supuesto. Voy a mejorar lo que hizo Devin Haney.
Yeah, I'm going to try and beat what I did against Devin Haney for sure, yeah.
Let's welcome in Antonio Moran. Antonio, when you hear that kind of talk, that he's going to try and do better than Devin Haney, do you find it disrespectful? Do you find maybe that he's underestimating your professional experience?
Antonio, cuando escuchas este tipo de frases, marca una falta de respeto y de tus habilidades y tu técnica. Dinos la palabra.
Buenas tardes. Primero que nada, muy agradecido de estar aquí en esta cartelera muy importante. Como lo dijo Andy, ¿no? Es una de las mejores probablemente del año. Y respecto al Rixo, pues no, yo creo que en el museo se habla más en el ring que abajo, ¿no? No soy el mismo que peleó con David Haney hace 5 años.
Es más fácil, bro.
Hemos preparado, hemos motivados, he pasado pasan muchas cosas más fáciles a tener, entonces mental y físicamente venimos al 100 y pasado.
No, thank you first of all to everyone. I'd just like to say how grateful I am for the opportunity to take part, as everyone's saying, such a massive event. Again, I'm not one for talking too much. I think in the game of boxing, perhaps it's more important to do your talking in the ring rather than in places like this down here out of the ring. What I would say is that I've gone through a lot. I've progressed a lot as a fighter since that fight with Devin. I would say that I'm absolutely 100% raring to go, and we'll see what happens on the night.
Thank you very much, Antonio Moran. Andy Cruz versus Antonio Moran. Remember, it's for the IBF International Lightweight title. Let's move now to the light heavyweight division, which has been ruled for the last few years by Dimitri Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, but we have a few more names now in that division. One of those names is the man to my right, David Morrell, who I think was one of the best 168-pound fighters. He now moves up to 175 pounds and chases those big fights. He'll have to get through a very, very good fighter in Hot Rod Galadzic. But David, you must be excited, a new division. You chased Benavidez in the 168-pound division. Now it looks like you're chasing him in the 175-pound division.
Contento de tener esta oportunidad. Habías buscado al boxeador en la otra división, pero contento ahora de tener esa oportunidad 175.
First, thank everybody for coming. Thanks, World Boxing, Turkey, like everybody, everything is possible on here. Thanks, the Martin too, everybody. Of course, yeah, I follow him like him, and 168. Everybody know scream me, no want to fight me. So I'm going to 175 because for the new fight, the new opponent, for the big name, for everything. You know, I want everything 175. Not supposed to be 168, but I'm coming out for 175 for this. That's it.
Hot Rod, you've been in a world title fight before against Artur Beterbiev. Since that defeat, you've gone unbeaten. You've had some fantastic wins. A lot of people are thinking that David Morrell's already won this fight. You've been in some big fights. Do you feel like you're maybe being underestimated a little bit going into this one?
Yeah, I do. I believe I'm a big, they got me like 10-1 underdog, and I don't believe in that, so I'm trying to show them on Saturday night.
How good, and look, you're a boxing aficionado, you would have studied David Morrell. How good do you think David Morrell is as a fighter? And when you look at him now, do you feel like, as he was a big 168, he's just a normal size 175-pounder?
I'm not even looking at the size, but regardless, he's good. He's got skill, power, everything. So it's going to be a tough fight, but we're ready for it. And like he said, I believe he's one of the best at 168. And now he's the light heavyweight weight class. And I'm just ready for Saturday night.
David, final one to you. At 168 pounds, you were dominant, loads of stoppages. Are you expecting the same on Saturday night? Are you expecting to get a stoppage over Hot Rod?
A 168 dominabas la división, muchas peleas antes del límite. ¿Estás esperando algo parecido el sábado?
I'm not going to the fight for knockout. No, I'm ready for fight the 12th round. But the knockout is coming the first. Like I'm ready. You know, like everybody know. Like I'm really ready for 175. I feel good, mentally, physically, everything. So. I think so. The knockout coming like the first, the third round. After him is that the good boxer. I watch fight him like the Cuban guys before me. So it's the good boxer. But I'm ready. You know, I'm ready. I mean, I think so that the knockout coming before the third round.
Okay. Again, a lot of guys here predicting knockouts. We'll see how this one plays out. David Morrell versus Hot Rod Galadzic. Remember, it's for the vacant WBA World Light Heavyweight title. The fighters are now going to face off. This concludes part one of the press conference. Let's throw it back in the studio to Todd.